It's the last one of its kind, and there'll never be another one like it. After selling so few Hemi-powered 1970 CUDA convertibles, it's fun to imagine the annual sales recap meeting of Chrysler executives as they planned for 1971. So you mean to tell me that we only sold 14 of these last year? Okay, let's make them again for 71. Little did they know, sales would drop to just 11 of these cars for 1971. With such a low production number, I think it's important to point out that these cars were always a super rare and special sight. There were only 9 driving around in the US in 1971 when they were new. Just 9 cars. With 207 million people living in the United States, you only had a 1 in 23 million chance of owning one of these cars when they were new. The Brothers Collection is home to several, and it's a surreal experience to see more than one. But this one, well, that's my favorite. This car is about as American as they come, but it first lived in France of all places. I can only imagine the reaction of the European drivers when a Hemi-powered dual-quad monster fish came to town. While France is home to one of the greatest road races on the planet with the 24 Hours of Le Mans, it's not really known to be a mecca for muscle cars. However, this one lived a long life in the land of Grey Poupon, and we can only imagine stuffy Frenchmen pulling up next to it and a 70s Rolls Royce asking, "Pardon me, does that have a Hemi?" Well, but of course, my friend. And that's the biggest deal on this car, the 425 horsepower Chrysler Hemi V8, fed by 2 Carter 4-barrel carbs, snorting through the imposing Shaker hood scoop, and pumping mass quantities of air and fuel through the voluminous semi-hemispherical combustion chamber cylinder heads. 10.2-to-1 compression yielded 425 horsepower at 5,000 RPM and 490 pound-feet of torque at 4,000 RPM from the 426 cubic inch displacement iron block V8. A Hemi spec 727 automatic transmission spins a Dana 60 323-to-1 rear end, making this a very drivable machine. The painted steel 15-inch wheels are wrapped in correct Goodyear Polyglass GT low-profile F60 15-inch tires, and these rode on torsion bar front suspension systems with heavy-duty brakes, but they were far more of straight-line performers than corner carvers. When it comes to muscle car styling elements, this car has just about every trick in the book. A toothy grille up front, set of hood pins, blacked out hemicuda Shaker hood scoop, gills in the fenders, a giant black billboard stripe with the word Hemi called out right in the door, steel rally wheels that are painted with raised white letter tires, a blacked out tailpan, and twin chrome exhaust tips coming through the rear. It all works together and the car looks awesome. The Hemi might seem out of place in a convertible, as the open-top unibody structure weighs more than the coupe and is a bit more twisty under a load. But let's be real, these cars weren't sold as racers. These were high-profile street machines. The black and white war paint told everyone what was coming, and the Hemi backed up the look should someone want to do the dance. When you combine the awesome looks, legendary engine, and insanely low production number, you can see why these are the top collector muscle cars ever built. This one came back to the US to be restored, and it found a new owner and never crossed the pond again. It was featured in a Hot Rod magazine article when it was driven from LA to Scottsdale in 2005, and at that point the car was valued well into the mid-7-figure range. So it's cool to see it got driven and it wasn't just locked up its whole life. While shooting this episode, the caretakers from the Brothers Collection pointed out that I had not been behind the wheel of any of these cars to date, outside of moving one a few feet here or there into a different parking spot. But this time, they insisted that I take this unbelievable Cuda for a spin, even though it was just starting to mist rain and the top was down. No pressure there. But after much prodding, they mandated a burnout or two. And who am I to disobey the rules? Well, we hope you've enjoyed our look at the last hemicuda convertible ever built. And we hope you enjoy the show enough to click the subscribe button on our YouTube channel so you don't miss another episode of Muscle Car of the Week. And we hope there will be another episode of Muscle Car of the Week because they left the keys in this one and I'm in the driver's seat.